All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is J.H. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie? Let's talk. 4 days in the making. 4 days in the making. I had to do research for about 4 days because the news is always changing. Probably one of the most important videos that I'm going to put forward, and absolutely no gaslighting. And if you feel like it's gaslighting, all I hear is talk, and I don't sweat that. They don't trust me either. I respect that. But she be down the ride. I bet that. I slide for my people. Don't forget that. Please don't forget that. They're playing chess while we playing checkers. They are playing chess while we are playing checkers. I'm going to cite a few different codes that you can look up for yourself, but I am going to explain what the codes are, as well as tell you what it could possibly mean, and you can determine what the outcome of these new proposed changes will be. Let's talk. As we know, the United States Postal Service has been the cornerstone of an American democracy, delivering mail to every corner of the nation, rain or shine. But behind the scenes, a dangerous game of chess is being played, one that could dismantle the USPS as we know it. Here's how the pieces are being moved to undermine the Postal Service and how its workers move every single day. Number one, there's undermining of the USPS's independence. The first move is a calculated strategy to strip the USPS of its independence by placing it underneath the control of the Commerce Department. We spoke about this. This is not fiction. This is what was talked about. This would effectively turn a constitutionally mandated service into somewhat a political tool, whether it is a Republican in office or a Democrat or other, subject to the whims of partisan agendas, because whoever's in the White House will be able to control that. Just like it goes on at this moment. When the last person was there, things were controlled in their way. That's just how the country and the government works. By the removing USPS's autonomy, its ability to operate as a self-sustaining entity is crippled. It sets the stage for further attacks. This is the first bill you can look up for yourself, and I'm sure you may have heard of it. Introducing S.1006, the Union Busting Bill. Next move is the S-106, the bill introduced into the Senate to prohibit federal employees, including USPS workers, from organizing, joining, or participating in labor unions. This is a discredit assault on the postal workers' rights, aiming to silence your collective bargaining agreements and strip away your power for fighting for fair wages, benefits, and working conditions. This bill was introduced a week ago. Step 3, escalating the attack with this new bill, H.R. 2174, the Paycheck Protection Act. All right, they hitting us 3 different ways. To further weaken unions, Representative such and such introduced the H.R. 2174, the so-called Paycheck Protection Act, on March 18th. This bill would prohibit federal agencies, including the United States Postal Service, from deducting labor union dues from employees' paychecks by cutting off a key funding source for union. This bill aims to cripple their ability to operate effectively, leaving workers without representation. Number 4, crushing worker protections. Unions are the backbones of our workforce. Maybe not us, but we know how it goes. They ensure that employees aren't subjected to unfair treatment, unsafe conditions, arbitrary dismissals, But by dismantling the unions through S1006 as well as HR 2174, the architects of this plan are paving the way for the USPS workforce that is vulnerable, voiceless, and at the mercy of political and corporate interests. We just spoke about the corporate side. You don't know what we're talking about? We're talking about that specific bank. Remember that little plan that they were putting together? Number 5, slashing wages and benefits. Without unions, USPS workers lose their ability to negotiate competitive wages, healthcare, and retirement plans. These bills are thinly veiled attempt to cut costs back on us, forcing us to accept lower pay and reduce benefits, while the executives and private contractors reap the rewards. I don't know if you understand, but there are going to be some people there that say, well, if we go private, then we'll be fine anyway because we'll be able to get, a better union. I don't know if you understand what we're talking about right now. If there's an executive order that says we're underneath the Commerce Department, we are still considered federal. As a federal employee, step 1, but we're no longer independent. Step 2, they put it in there. Federal employees can no longer have union representation. That's where we would be at. Step 3, they are no longer allowing payroll department to deduct union dues. This is a trifecta of foolery and fuckery. Okay? Why this matters. It's not just about the postal workers. It's about preserving the public institution that saved this, served this nation for over 2 centuries. Yeah, basically 2 centuries. The steps that are being taken place in the USPS under the Commerce Department and passing those union busting bills are part of a larger strategy to either privatize or profitize the Postal Service. It's a power grab disguised as reform, and it's happening right underneath our nose. You have to understand. You all saw that I was out with the union yesterday, APWU, and I was, demonstrating with them. And I'll be out with the carriers probably on Sunday as well. Thing is that people need to understand. They say, well, what does it all mean? We need to get people and the public involved. I've been talking about this, if you're new to my channel, months ago. I said, when things happen, get the public involved. Get the media involved. Now, all of a sudden, the unions want to get the media involved. They didn't want that before. They didn't want to know what's going on behind closed doors. Well, now that the public is starting to get a glimpse of this, is it too late? We've been talking about this for quite some time. Hey, man, don't just keep hiding stuff. I said it when Renfro was talking about we don't want the public involved. It gets messy. Well, it's messy now. And now there's a public cry, oh, we're fighting like hell. Yeah, he's not just fighting like hell for us. He's fighting like hell to make sure that the unions are there. Because at this pace, if the unions aren't there, well, that's a video we already did. Suppose we don't have unions. We're going to be, like I said before, the stuff that we pull now, that'd be out the window. No union protection for what you already do, from the carriers, clerks, mail handlers, right up to management. There are so much wasteful things that go on behind the scenes. Everybody says the first thing that should go is, the management. Man, there's going to be a lot of things that end up going. If they start cost cutting and they start implementing things such as robots to take place of workers, it's just going to be a domino effect. It's not, what do y'all call it? Fear mongering. I remember somebody was talking to me yesterday. They was saying, hey, man, were you here when this plant, first opened 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was? We had parking lot. This parking lot was so full of employees and there was so much work going on. We had to actually have a tent set up outside for the extra employees to do all the work. Now look at it. It's empty. So it's not what could happen. It has happened already. And throughout time, with technology, things are changing. What basically we're fighting for, if you guys remember, the union that was fighting for the dock workers, they don't want all this extra, modernization. I ain't gonna say modernization. They don't want AI and robots taking over the jobs that laborers, people with their hands do. So they fight for that. Yeah, I get it. They fight for higher wages. I get it. But after looking at what happened to the TSA, to the Social Security Administration and other organizations, Department of Education, come on now. Can you fathom what would happen if these bills get introduced? And this is not a what if. I'm gonna let you guys think about what I said. And please, I gave you the articles for yourself. Just Google them. Again, it's S1006, S.1006 and HR 2174. You can look them up for yourself. And it clearly states the USPS in it. So this ain't safe as y'all think it is. It's not fear mongering. But again, look it up for yourself. Come back to the video. Then give me your opinion at the bottom. Now, I didn't want to be all animated. Oh, hype. No. But this is definitely of utmost importance because they're going to be talking about that HR 2174, if I'm not mistaken, this upcoming Tuesday in the White House. They're going to be bringing it to the floor, or it'll be on TV, I believe at 8 a.m. How do you know about it already? Because I just said I did all that damn research beforehand. There's plenty of people sending me stuff. But again, I do my own research behind it. And it was just one thing. We're just going to talk about, the freaking getting put underneath the Commerce Department. Then this next thing. And now something else. It seems like every day there's something else that's going on. And we really, really have to be adamant on your toes. Again, you know what? I'm going to let you guys talk about it. I'm going to just pass that information on. People, oh, you care, you see me, you buy it. Bias what? I just said this goes for the managers straight down to the little guys. All right. Hopefully this information, I'm not going to say helped you any, but it's definitely important information, useful information. I can't tell you what's going to happen next because we don't know if these are going to pass, these bills are passed. For those that don't know, for those that are not really in a political spectrum, something has to be brought to the floor and they have to introduce it in a certain manner. Hey, this is what this bill is about. It doesn't mean this. Yeah, it does mean that. No, it doesn't. They go back and forth, then they eventually vote on it. Get enough votes, then the bill passes. We don't want these bills to pass. That's how it goes. The same way if you actually showed up to your union meetings, you'd see somebody bring something to the floor, they introduce something to the floor, and then people vote on it. Should we talk about it? Should we not? Should this pass? Should it not? Oh, boy. I sent some of this information to the union national presidents to see what they had to say. And yeah, there's a little, there's concern, to say the least. You tell me whether or not you think it's concern. Tell me how you think this thing is going to play out from the top. Again, we don't want to use provocative words to scare anybody, but tell me how you see playing it out. You got a bunch. The comment section's always there. People leave books in there. Go for it. Tell me. And there's a lot of people that actually read these. You know why they're reading them now? Because this applies to us every day. Get it? You zimmy? This is JH, and I'm out.